when you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leap into an ancient world so very different from your own, where magic, beauty, and love are shared forever, then you will have a whole experience. There is just one place on earth where the people make you feel a part of their kingdom, where you just might volunteer to awaken spirits, enrich minds, and work alongside communities to build, motivate, and inspire. This is truly the royal experience. When you dream of a different world, beyond the ordinary, beyond time, discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
Good evening and welcome to Sports on Monday, your home for the biggest sporting moments from across the kingdom. Promise of a bright future in the water. From the swimming lanes to the tennis courts, the weekend also delivered high-intensity action in the Under-14 and Under-16 tennis championships. With regional selection to Botswana on the line, the nation's emerging stars battled point for point, each one vying for a place among Eswatini's next generation of champions. Tonight, we make history welcoming our first ever live studio guest, the Usuthu Forest principal, here to break down the groundbreaking Real Betis Eswatini partnership that's reshaping the future of local football. And in football, we close with the MTN Premier League Week 8 results, where Sundays served up tight and dramatic matchups. Mbabane Swallows were forced to settle for a 2-2 draw against Sisonke, while Moneni Pirates were held to a goalless result by Malandi Chiefs in a cagey encounter. All this and more lined up for you tonight, right here on Sports on Monday.
Now, beautiful stuff. Once again, a reminder that it is a Monday and a special day. Once again, it's the 1st of December. The year is 2025. We're just under 30 days before we hit the year 2026. Tell you what, it's in the sporting fraternity where everything is taking the full attention. As you just heard it from that short insert, courtesy by the voice of our colleague Noah, I mean, highlighting what to expect in tonight's activity. But one milestone move that is being made locally, it is the Usuthu Forest partnership with Real Betis. Now, if you know Real Betis, remember that it's a club based in Spain under La Liga. So they are from a city called Sevilla. And if you happen to watch La Liga yesterday, actually, they defeated Sevilla 2 goals. So it was a derby, some sort of a derby. So they are 5th in the league of the La Liga activity. So for that, we reserve that for you because we'll have a guest in the studio. But before we interact with the guest in the studio, let's take a look at the full highlights of what was unfolding over the weekend in different sporting courts to cut across after this.
The fiercely contested freestyle spanning 50, 100 and 200 meters and the technical backstroke races at both 50 and 100 meters, providing the key highlights.
Take your mark.
Leading the way for Swim Lab were some of the standout names of the season: Damien De Souza, Potgieter, Shongwe Sihlelelwe, and DuPont Kai, each one bringing star quality and competitive fire to the day's program. And here we take a closer look at one of the standout moments: Damien's commanding victory in the 50-meter freestyle, where he powered through with speed, precision, and complete control, finishing in style and cementing his status as one of the rising stars of the club.
Mark.
Overall, the competition served as a strong reminder of how far the sport has come. The influence of the recent Kana Zone 4 swimming games is clear. Technique is sharper, race tempos are higher, and the confidence of young athletes continues to grow. Swimming in Eswatini is on an upward trajectory. This weekend in Simunye proved exactly that. The Eswatini Tennis Association wrapped up the month of November on a high note, hosting an exciting junior tournament powered by the Swaziland Building Society, as the nation's top under-14 and under-16 talents took center stage. In the girls' division, the competition carried even greater significance, serving as a crucial platform for selecting athletes who will represent Eswatini at the upcoming regional games in Botswana. The level of play was exceptional, with young stars displaying maturity, grit, and impressive court craft. Meanwhile, in the boys' category, the momentum of the tournament was briefly interrupted by rain during the semi-final stage. As a result, the decisive matches have been rescheduled and will continue this Tuesday. Quickly announced their presence through Njabulo Gama, but the Swallows responded strongly, scoring twice before half-time through Sizolwe Tushabalala.
Now, beautiful stuff. That's what you have to look up to in tonight's Sports on Monday, starting, of course, with swimming. You touch on the partnership with Lesotho Forest and Real Betis. And, of course, later on, in the company of my in-house analyst, Linda Dlamini, we'll round up with some activities within the MTN Premier League, which I say the more it gets to the middle of the season, the more it's getting tougher for some of the teams. Now, without wasting time, I'm joined by Tinavo Mshavi, the Director of Sports at the Lesotho Forest School International, just to give us a roundup of this partnership, this milestone partnership between the school and the Spanish giants, Real Betis. How did it come about? What are we standing to benefit as a country? Can we see some of our young stars, boys and girls, making it to the city of Seville to play for Real Betis? Who knows? It's the start. It could be anything. Tinav, good evening once again. Good to see you. It's been a long time. I mean, how long has it been? 4 to 5 years?
Yeah, it's been quite a long time.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a true definition of being a director of sports because my early days in this industry, we met across cricket, sometimes we meet in football, sometimes we meet in hockey, but now giving it full focus is the partnership with the Real Betis. Tell me about that, Mr. Tinav.
Yeah, the partnership with Real Betis, it's really a great milestone for the school and for the country. When you look at where we came from, I think as a school, the idea came about we needed to create a pathway for our learners, so that those who are like really keen on like sport or in football in particular can actually look forward to something that can take them either overseas or to like sort of clubs overseas or universities. So by so doing, the school actually looked at different ways of creating that pathway, and one of them was sort of like try and like have partnerships with international sort of organizations. And when Real Betis came to the party, it actually sort of like created.
Oh, they came to the party. Not that we went to the party; they came to the party.
So they actually brought in a very good sort of like ideology, which was sort of like partnering with us, which was something that the school was already looking into, with the like vision of trying to sort of create a pathway for our learners. And football being one of the sort of like top sports at the school in terms of enrollment, we look at like almost like 90% of the kids at the school do play soccer. And by so doing, Real Betis actually sort of like, brought sort of an ideology which will then sort of like help uplift our plans in terms of our development plans for the kids, and also having that pathway that I was talking about in terms of giving like a clear channel for kids to actually go through the development stages and probably end up sort of playing in Europe one day, and even sort of like getting the opportunity to play for the main academy in Spain.
Tina, I just want to hold my breath and say, I mean, yeah, I can hear the information, quite amazing, but Tina, it's not even Chiefs or Pirates, Real Betis. That's a huge movement. I mean, I can recall some of the players that are playing for Real Betis right now. Anthony, former Manchester United. Yeah. Zubimendi, Arsenal, used to play for Real Betis. Yeah. You see, so you can imagine. So it's both boys and girls. And when does this start to come to action? When do they move to be based there? When is the paperwork is now done? What's the next step?
So like we're already sort of working on the second stage, which is sort of like the training and the recruitment of coaches. Obviously, it's a partnership which will see our local coaches being trained, so that they will be able to actually apply the methodology from Real Betis in terms of their coaching, in terms of like the implementation of that coaching plan. Real Betis do use like a long-term athlete development plan, which starts from the age of 4 all the way to the age of 20. So obviously we have different age groups in between, and the like all our age groups will have like sort of certain training, sort of like certain skills that they have to learn for that particular age group that they're playing in. So obviously our local coaches will then sort of like be trained, or they'll undergo training with the Real Betis technical team, will start early in January. And we're also expecting the global director of coaching from Rio Betis coming in January as well, so that some of the workshops will be done in person and some of the workshops will also be done sort of virtually.
You know what, I just want to give the viewer at home some perspective of what are we talking about here. When we talk about a club like Real Betis, they are based in Spain. So Real Betis, they play in La Liga under the Spanish league. Currently on the current low this season, they are number 5. So yesterday they played their derby, city rivals against Sevilla, where they managed to beat them 2-0. So they have got the 4th biggest stadium in Spain, following Santiago Bernabeu, Nou Camp, and you go to Metropolitania of Atletico Madrid. Then Real Betis with one of the biggest stadium with 70,000 capacity under the name of Welcome to La Curja. That's the name of the stadium. So if you get a Swazi who get a chance to go play at La Curja and a 70,000 capacity stadium, that's a milestone move. Okay, let's talk about now, as we give the viewer the perspective, Tani, let's talk about how, these maybe, we've talked about it coming to play, but they approach you. I think that's what the viewer mostly wants to understand. Yes, it come to party. One would have asked, maybe, how did it come to? They approached you.
So obviously, yes, they did, and they shared their vision, their global vision. Obviously, we won't be the only sort of country with the Rio Betis Academy. Eswatini won't be the only country. In Southern Africa, so far, they've got 2 academies in South Africa. They've got 1 in Zimbabwe. And now we're the 4th academy within the SADC region for Rio Betis.
Okay.
And they do have the other academies across the globe. And all these, like their main sort of methodology is all about talent identification and talent sort of development, which sort of gives us like a very good opportunity as a country to actually develop young players from grassroots all the way to the age where they will be able to be looked after in terms of like them being able to get into or to break into the main academy or even to break into the first team, especially when they turn 18. Some of them, like sort of the main academy will have what they call the Global Cup, which is played in Spain every year in Spain. So all these academies do get a chance to actually tour Spain and play in these tournaments. And when they play in these tournaments, that's where more scouts will be able to actually look at all these players, and possibly if we sort of we produce the quality players, this will be a very good opportunity for them to be scouted. And who knows, maybe we might even have players playing in Spain in the future.
You know what? Talk about this club. We're not talking about just a club, Tinava, that is just playing for the sake of it. I mean, these guys are the runners-up of the UEFA Europa League last season, 2024-2025, being beaten by Chelsea on the final. Yeah. So then my next question is, when do we get to see a local Swazi moving to Real Betis to be based in Spain? Is there a season where they will come, monitor the young talented athletes we have, and then maybe get them attached to the club or to the academies based in Sevilla in Spain?
So for now, the idea is we sort of set up the academy, follow the methodology, follow the training plan. And part of the training plan is that players will get a chance to actually tour Spain and go and play in these tournaments in Spain. So I can't really put a timeline to say we should be ready by, because this is sort of something new. And in terms of training, we should be able to have a team touring to Spain in our second year. Obviously, the first year, it will be just to try and adapt and get to learn the methodology. And I think in our second year, we'll be given the opportunity to actually tour Spain. So which means our senior teams, like our under-18s and under-20s, they'll get the opportunity to actually tour Spain in our second year, which will be in 2027.
Now, as we round up, Tina, so we're talking about both boys and girls, and who knows, in the long run, we might see the partnership that sees maybe Visit Eswatini unfortunately, through this partnership, seeing Real Betis winning that. Now, words of encouragement to the parents of probably who've got kids at your school playing soccer to ensure that they keep encouraging them. This could be an open for the future to see our stars being based in Spain. And at some point, maybe before we close, is Football Association maybe have you involved a local football fraternity on this move?
Obviously, this is sort of like 100%, I'll call it 100% private in terms of like this is like a partnership between a club and a school.
Okay.
So obviously, everything that we do, this is open to anyone who'd like to be part of this. This is not only limited to children from Usutu. We're opening this up to the whole country. Because we do at the moment for 2026, our capacity is sitting at 250. And so we do have very limited space in terms of the enrollment for the whole academy.
Okay.
And when you look at that, it means it's going to be based on the registrations. And again, this is, I'll reiterate, this is open to the whole country. And as much as we would like to promote children from Usutu, we also need to extend the same invitation to every football lover out there to try and come join us, come learn the Spanish sort of methodology, the Real Betis methodology, try and come and grow with us so that the future of football in the country can actually be bright.
Tinavo Mshavi, thank you very much. I'm sure the kids are excited at school after this partnership. They're now all of a sudden watching La Liga.
They're very excited. And look, when you look at how well Real Betis is doing, I think that we'll definitely need to actually sort of like do the same as well as an academy to make sure that we live for the brand. And this is a massive sort of like an opportunity for all the youngsters out there to come and join this opportunity. And looking at how like sort of like the Spanish La Liga giants, Real Betis is one of the oldest clubs in La Liga. So they've got very rich history, and this is, I think, this is a great opportunity for our young footballers.
Taniva, thank you very much for your presence here and for the update. We'll keep in touch and see how this goes and see if the kids really end up making that appearance to the Real Betis junior squads. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Tinavo Mshavi, Director of Sports at the Usutu Forest International School. Just talking about the partnership. This is what we need as a country. And who knows, in the near future, in the next 3 to 4 years, we might see one of our own entering the Estadio La Curja in Sevilla, one of the biggest facilities in the Spanish facility. And we've done this before. I mean, we once exported the likes of Terrible. Who knows, this could be a chance to export another one all the way to the Spanish La Liga. Short break. When I come back, our in-house analyst, Nedlamina, will join me. We want to talk about this. We want to get on the bottom of this issue. And this is Sports on Monday with other details, including the M10 Premier League. After this.
Action. The wait is over. Drenched in history, lit up and illuminated by a galaxy of star players.
The Platform, your front row to elite perspective. A show featuring real conversations that lead to real growth and impact. About 4 young professionals sit at the table with a champion. An industry leader who's walked the path and is ready to share the blueprint. From bold questions to breakthrough moments, the Platform creates a space for mentorship and practical guidance to help you move your career forward.
If you cannot look after the resources that come your way, you will stay perennially poor. And money usually takes the character of the hand on which it's at. If it's a reckless hand, it lacks custodianship and stewardship. Money will always disappear. I don't care how successful you are.
Something has got to shift and change from the space of the leader. Whether you're sitting as a manager in a corporate or you're sitting as an official in a government space, these young people are counting on you to help them create an environment that is conducive for their dreams, their goals, and their aspirations.
My key takeaways are it's okay to start small and to focus on where you are.
The impact that this show had on me today is, again, just expanding my perspective on how business works from different voices.
Giving you a limelight to say you can be the best that you can be, regardless of your humble beginnings. I come from Mafutula, and today I am here, and I'm proud to share my story.
Catch The Platform, a breakfast with a champion, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on Eswatini TV.
Now, Sports on Monday, the 1st of December, the year is 2025. We're just under 30 days before we hit the year 2026. And I tell you what, things keep on changing. And it's once again a chance to tell you that every Thursday, there's a profile that is made here live on Eswatini TV about a specific athlete or coach or official or anyone that has to do with the, officiation in the country, coaching. So get a chance. This coming Thursday, your special guest to be profiled will be coach the national team for swimming. That is Welcome Hlabatsi. Knowing that last week it was 23 Tabetse, former Mbabane Swallows, now Boronjeni Hotspurs coach. So we keep on giving you all those profiles of those people who have really made an impact in the sports fraternity. Now, we hit football at the moment under the M10 Premier League. The man right here next to me will tell us why he's so looking good in black and in blue on Sports on Monday. Boss, I mean, nama colors of Sports on Monday. Uhambisana now.
Esibalwami, ngiyakuthola kakhulu ngiyabonga sekungimola ehlelweni lakho angivusele iloyal viewer. I think namhla ngicabanga ukuvusela ngento le special. Lamhla siyakhumbula ukuthi
Ukuphakamisele.
Ungangiphakamisela,
Wasifuna ukubonakala, wasifuna ukubona kahle uthi wena.
Okay. Ngiyalayita likhandlela sibali lamhlabe kugujwa lilanga le-8 umhlaba wonke sibonile nemsakato yeSwatini TV ekseni babalayite emakhandlela sabona bekunelabe kugujwa khona lilanga ehokweni lilanga kubo bonke mhlambe labalahlekelwa hlobo kulo mhlambe ligciwane le-HIV and AIDS sithi madudu kunalaba phila nako ngicabanga ukuthi kuyaphileka akusiyo into mhlambe linganani nathi mina ngingilinda Dlamini ngikhanyisa lona likhandlela celebrate lona lila
sekungaba ukukhumbuta nje sive master the public at large letindlela solo thanjiswa uhulumende nelitiko tempilo ukuthi sithi kuleli gcone le HIV
kakhulu I think nangala kuma sports ebholeni kuma sports tonke tinhlangothi tonke nje kuhanjiswa lona lelivangeli lelo nawusesemncane kuya abstain mina ke ngiyakholwa uya abstain yes nangabe
asifune kuya lapho
no sengisho ukuthi nawusesemncane yes but nawusokhulile ngicabanga ukuthi kuma athletes onke badlali bebhola labashaya sibhakela labagijimako swimming bonke ngicabanga ukuthi
That's what the spirit is. We all are doing that in the studio. We all live with that spirit of ensuring that you are free HIV. And for those who are already in a situation that is quite difficult, we support them when we say this is a life, this is a situation that you can live with and ensure that you keep your health so active. Now, let's talk about the M10 Premier League, Master. Week 8, results-wise, Master. We'll start with the results.
Yeah.
Week 8. You know, Master, when I look at the M10 Premier League and I look at the English Premiership, there's some similarities because number 7, number 1.
Yeah.
What game so it tells you the toughness of the league. Let's take a look at the results. And then, Master, you tell me why some teams are just lacking consistency. You talk about lacking consistency. I'm talking about teams like Mbabane Swallows, Mbabane Highlanders. I don't even want to talk about Manzini Wanderers. But to you, Tamangulu Celtics now losing after a consecutive, quite good weekends, past 2 weekends.
Yeah, Fabrice, I think njengoba usho ukuthi le league vele ifuna kuba tough kakhulu, but a very very good result for Green Mamba le Tabankulu Celtics, because they needed this win. They needed le win lena against Tabankulu Celtics. Tabankulu Celtics sibonile the previous week Shaimanzini Wanderers. So kutakule game lena ngicabanga ukuthi spirit besetulu, but for Green Mamba bakhonile ukuthi bagcine bayiwina. Nsingizini beating iMazini Sipes 1-0. You remember last season le drama le abakhona kusizini nesibhethi, so kuthi kule game lena vele be tough kakhulu, igcine iwinile yona insingizini 1-0. Then Amawele versus Manzini Wanderers Prince of Wales, what a game, 5 goals. I think for Amawele kuwina ekhaya, because kusekhaya bajimela khona. Manzini Wanderers, I think at some point bake bafuna khostela ama games la Prince of Wales, but I think Fabrice samabili lama lokhala phasi koManzini Wanderers kulandzelana, because the last weekend bashaya iTabankulu Celtics nababuya bashaya Amawele. I think a major boost for bona, but for Manzini Wanderers didn't hambi kahle.
They're the only team must, because now because I had an argument with another sports journalist. I won't mention the name, but to say now it's a team but because I'm looking at the other two teams, the other two big teams also now they drop points, being Swallows drawing, being Highlanders, but in Karanagumas it's a job. But now it's Wanderers. We know the current situation outside the field of play. So you have a team like Highlanders on outside the field of play, where it's sort of going well. So is it financial issues? What's the problem? What are they dropping points?
Okay, Fabrice, I think now the big teams, because sesikhuluma ngawo, for Manzini Wanderers akhambi kahle, for Mbabane Highlanders akhambi kahle, Mbabane Swallows akhambi kahle. But lo mbuto uthi, because nawubuka lama results la Mbabane Swallows draw against Sisonke 2-2. Mbabane Highlanders lost against Rangers 1-0. So the only team le electoral point lokungenani point iMbabane Swallows kulo big 3. So I think akhambi kahle njani ke Fabrice. Now ubuka lama teams lesikhuluma ngawo. How many players eManzini Wanderers longathi namuhla ubita a national team longababita bendlule ku3 noma 4?
Good.
How many players eMbabane Highlanders longathi na ubita a national team namuhla bendlule ku4 noma 5? How many players eMbabane Swallows longathi uyabita a national team namuhla? So I think Fabrice sibuka lama results, sibuka the teams. Uyabona lo maybe kulesinye isikhathi sitawuhamba ngedepartment ukuthi in each department kulama teams lesikhuluma ngawo banabo bani labadlali balungele ukudlalela lama teams lesikhuluma. They have good players.
Okay,
they have
Master,
good players.
because at some point, remember, we'll open the line for the viewer. Siyafuna ukuva ukuthi umbukela ekhaya uthini kahle kulenza le show. What's wrong with the big 3 teams? Now, in other results, we just saw quickly the likes of course, Sisonke drawing with the Mbabane Swallows. We did see our Wanderers losing 3-2. And we also talk about the likes of Eswatini United, Young Buffaloes. All the teams were in action over the weekend. Now, let's rush into the Sunday, hit moment of the 2 games that played at the Maso Sports Center yesterday. Starting the game was first the Mbabane Swallows against Sisonke. Master. Coming to this game, what was your expectation? I mean, Nambuga Caleb, the lack of consistency there, he knew that maybe it's not a team, it's a team, but anything can happen in the game of football. So they knew they can find a surprise when they play Sisonke.
Yeah, I think Sisonke over the past two seasons, if you Premier League, yawatfola mhlambe surprises, surprising results against the big guns last season. Bakhona ukuthi bathole shy double against Mbabane Highlanders. This season, bawudlala neMbabane Swallows emavuso. I think now buka kule starting 11 sayo iMbabane Swallows. You have Pili, so the captain. You have Sizolwetu.
Okay, let's hold it. Let's hold it. Let's see the players we're talking about. And then you analyze the squad. That's what we want to hear from you, Mas. Yes, carry on.
Yes, ngifuna sikhulume ngale squad Fabrice. You have some good players kule team lane. You have the goalkeeper Romario, you have Philiso, the captain, you have Nhlanhla. I think this season kusadzinga ukuthi I improve igame yakhe yenyuke kakhulu. You have Sizolwethu. I think Sizolwethu usabuya ku long term injury, so we are understand ukuthi mhlawumbe vele usengafiki kule form yakhe the best. Nciba I think abengaqali kule first few games bekadlala bekasebenchini uqalile against Sisonke, so we are understand ukuthi Lemba bana solos inabo labadlali labanye longasho ukuthi maybe akukameli ngabe le team
to you Mas, is it a weak squad or a strong squad? Now you buga
average squad.
Yeah, okay. Okay, in terms of the other side, Sisonke, we cannot say much, maybe in terms of them, yes, they used what they have, but so far I think I've been impressed, Masa, with what they have. I mean, I think sometimes you even look at the body language of the players.
We had a Fabrice sikhohlwa invoyinye ukuthi this is a team yesisonke lelahlekelwe top player yabo quality, but so loba khona kuthola ema results lamahle against bombona solo. So as a team noma nidlala ni football team, you need ema players lafike athi uhambile quality, ngiyasiphakamisa nesandla nami ngiyafuna kuba the next quality, angibone the big guns ngihambe ngiye kuso. So I think but now ubuka ku gameplay, I think early in the game, early in the game Sisonke bezidlala that passing game, yes besitama kuyiphasa le game, but lama mistakes bekakhona ku defense yabo lokwenda ukuthi mhlambe imbabana solos ikhona ukuthi lokungenani, because nayo imbabana solos I think now buka the passes abo Sizolwethu beka khona ukuthi ahambe angene ayidlalise le team, uyambona ungale ngenhlanyalo uyakhona ukuthi lokungenani awende lawo ma passes kuma teammates akhe kubonhlanhla bophiliso bakhona lokuthi lokungenani bayende that triangle kude ukuthi batawukhona ukudlalisana. But I think Fabrice bekakhona njoba ngishito ukuthi the starting 11 bekakhona Manqoba Nciba abana Nqomo lakhathi midfield. I think kule game lena ancephile the back passes lengihlala ngikhuluma ngawo kuye Nciba most of the time noma most of lama games lawaqalile this season ukhanza ukuthi ma back passes look delay the play yalama players, because nakata ukijima nje overlap Newman Philiso ngale ngenhlangale then when keep back pass.
Okay, now this is the moment I want to talk about. Then they concede. What went wrong here, Master? Romario blame.
No. I think Fabrice, there's something lengisolongi notice go cishe onke lama games abavena solos. I know ukuthi labanye bato blame right back Philiso, but the question is le balance kule team, because now we buka that side so zama ku cover Philiso abuye back le balance kule team itsini, because nakahambile Philiso ovalephile then the left back akahambi yena, the left center back akahambi, the right center back akahambi. Wenda lo 3 lo right center back kuba nguye lo shifta kancane abheke ngale ka right if your number 6 akakhona ukuthi awende lo msebenzi lo.
So this was a responsibility of center backs to cover the right back because bekasahambile.
Yes, depending ukuthi imbabona solos kule system yayo idlala kanjani, because naka shifter the right center back ahamba kancane ucover Philiso, number 6 uyabuya back atongeta tinombolo ku back line. Uyabona nje nanyalo Fabrice, I think nawubuka ukuthi
Philiso soferambi le khona
nanga ngale ngenhla, but uyabona lokuthi if mhlambe isisonke ingasheshe ithole le bhola kuna only 2 wema defenders la khona ngemuva. So it's how you react nasoluze ibhola now i big team. Ngicabanga ukuthi isisonke ikhonile ukuthi capitalize kuloko.
Now, this was in the first half, of course, Sisonke showing signs of trying to head them. And, of course, on countless occasions, chances were created. And, of course, Mbabane Swallows doing what they do best, pushing, applying pressure. And let's take a look at this moment. The build-up to the goal, Master. Look at that. It's another chance. It's another opportunity. But maybe, Master, before we get to the goal, let's talk about also lapses in concentration, because when you create a chance and you don't apply that much of yourself, then there's a challenge. We see that more of that on Mbabane Swallows. There is that lack of commitment. Now, Babuk, especially going forward, is it an issue that they need to work on, or is it just an issue that one would say it relies with the coach?
I think Fabrice, as a coach, lesinye isikhathi maybe uthola ukuthi badlala bathatha instruction, maybe vele aba training ngale ndlela lekumele ngabe ba trainer ngayo. Sitawubuka Fabrice, nawubuka the other goal noma leli goal le Mbabane Swallows. Sibuka ukuthi ngikuphi mhlambe laba kwende kahle noma laba ngikwendi kahle. But lokunye Fabrice, I think I team ngikhuluma ngokuthi once the right back overlap, number 3 wenda njani, number 6 wenda njani, uthi umbuto usuke lo number 6 lo suke adlala number 6 yini lo yi destroyer or number 6 lo holding midfielder lo cala le play. So I think nayo Mbabane Swallows, because this is a good goal, and Fabrice ngikhulume ngayenqomo ukuthi kule game le a different nqomo kulama games ekuqala e-league.
He's growing up with the season.
Yes, bekangakwendi lokhu ukuthi umkhanze ase more advanced alapha ku D-line, but umkhanze are too deep, adlale ma back passes. But with this goal, I think coach Caleb ubonile ukuthi okay, if maybe Nciba asele ngoba phela hamba wena ukhuphuke uyongeda dinombolo. But ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice with Sisonke le kwende kahle kule game le noma kucishe kuma attacks Mbabane Swallows.
What a beauty.
Uyathi ukuthi yende kahle
about 7 touches before the goal. Yes.
Ikwende kahle ukuthi dinombolo tibe khona. But le dinombolo tibe khona tangabasebenteli kude umuntu lo watiko ukuthi mine irole yami kule position lena ngenda ini, mine kahle izone lengimakako, because if mhlambe decide khamba ngezonal marking nakhona kumele nathi ukuthi Mbabane Swallows once yawenda those 2 passes, then you have ema players la njengabo Nciba la njengabo Nqomo vele batawathatha lama shots outside the box. So with leli goal leli nje uyabona ukuthi isisonke ina about 6 players labahleti lengemuva kubo bakhave pale, but lana ke le space lesikhuluma ngaso ukuthi kunalama players lawo la ngayithatha I shot anytime.
So when you're a big team like Mbabane Swallows, Master, and then it's early in the season, 8 games, we are one of those mistakes that we're talking about. Then you ask yourself, going into the remaining games of the season, where we're getting to the moment where it's heated, your January, February, we have to put us the bigger question: will they learn from their mistakes? Will they learn from their mistakes?
Again, Fabrice, I think
conceding. You talked about conceding, Mbabane Swallows.
Yes. Nalubuka leli goal leli. Angathi man Fabrice ukuthi lenvelena uze uyifake kanjani umuntu outside kule team, because with leli goal leli uyayibona ukuthi Mbabane Swallows the play yesisonke iqhamuka ngale ngenhlangale, then 3 or 4 players Mbabane Swallows, in fact 3, ahleti ku goalkeeper afuna angene ekhathe boxini la goalkeeper, then kunale space la ngemuva ema European coaches noma maybe bo coach laseba batakutshela ukuthi once le ball yafika ngale ngenhlangale, it's either a hard shot lengena ekhathe boxini or uyibisa back, because labadlali noma ama defenders asangenile angene goalkeeper. Kwendeke lokho kusisonke bakhanze nje ukuthi kune too much space, 3 players ahlelele nje ekhathe boxini kuMbabane Swallows, then that goal.
Beautiful stuff. 2-2, the final score at the Mafsa Sports Center. And you ask yourself, it's only 8 games into the season. Can Bafana Swallows cope with the remaining games and maybe hope for the title? And let's take a look at the second game that unfolded at the Mafso Sports Center. Marandi Chiefs against Monini Pirates. Another team that is lacking consistency. Maybe Malandi, you would understand they're from the first division. They are trying their best. But for a team like Monini Pirates, Master, Sibabonile, what they did last season, everyone was saying, this is the time we want to see them competing, at least top 3, top 4. But now Wabuga against Malandi, it was a tough day.
Against Malandi Chiefs, I think...
The same lineup for our discussion, Master. Maybe when you hold it here.
I think Fabrice, in Velegmeles Kulumengayo, Imonen Pirates, I think they're a big team, a big brand. But Fabrice, are they really ready to compete with the big guns?
With this squad?
With this squad.
Okay.
Because Fabrice, if Lanza last season, Bacalena Enin, yes, beautiful football, labe bayidlala, but league vele, being is a elastic season because a league is a marathon. You need seasoned players. They have Bomenzi, the captain, but Fabrice, you need someone look that's not better mbamba, actually that goal. I think kula lamanye angfuni khuluma etulu kuleague kunesingizini. For the past 2 games, ngibali nokorako, Tiger, you need badlali abakanjalo ukuthi nangabe team better, yes, better bakutholele lawo magoli lawo. With the game lena, I think iMalandi Chiefs badliwe kanye ku-league.
Okay, sorry to cut you, Master. Just to remind the viewer at home, the lines are open. If you want to be part of the conversation, anything you want to say about your team. But the bigger question, why are the so-called big teams failing to be consistent, including maybe Monini Pirates? Let's include them. Why are they failing to be consistent? Yes, Master, you are still on that as we wait for the viewers at home to be in touch. In that game...
big teams. Lomunye was debating the other day. Could say Monini Pirates sits a big 4.
Things in a big 5.
Inayo ni league.
Ish. Yeah, ngona things in the with that. Mbutolo strong now.
Yeah, about 30-45 minutes.
No, fan base wise, yeah, they're a big team. But not a fan base must. So Ngababala as a big team. They've got supporters.
It's a big team.
Ngakupetshela Masa ukuthi before maybe nasingathi akashaye munye simove nya. Khona utawushaye wemona the Pirates.
Okay.
No, they do have supporters.
Okay.
Oh yes. But bosachaza ngeMalandi uthi nomlungu wase Serbia.
Yeah, the Mlungu coach.
Yeah.
I think Fabrice nakhona because nawubuka ukuthi kunama players la njenga yes mhlambe goalkeeper wayo iMalandi Chiefs on the other side uqhamuka khona ka first division has been consistent with yona le team and nawubuka the players labanabo kunabo Sandile, they are trying, kunabo Sandile lomunye Mazibuko Bubesi. I think kungala ka right uyawahlupha ama teams just that nje uyangatholi the enough crosses leta kuye Sandile Hlatshwako ekhathe boxing Makubu, the captain la khathe midfield. I think ngeke ngaveta ngathi uyadlala, but I think iMonini Pirates khona ama chance, le chance lena nje khona ama chance labo bona khona ukuthi lana bekumele ukuthi bakore iMonini Pirates, but bangakhona ukusebenzisa enough chances. Remember ukuthi iMonini Pirates first game without Meke Mwase because during the week baveta ukuthi yena Mwase unetinkinga back.
Your friend what you should know, umngani wakho Master. Afuna umtsinzi usitshele Master.
I'm not sure ukuthi Mwase unetinkinga ekhaya. I'm not sure. Angifuni ukukhuluma because statement seMonini Pirates savela wakhuluma naMwase, so angifuni ukungena kakhulu kuloko, but nje akaqali kahle Mwase kuMonini Pirates lokho ngeke sikubalekele akadlali kahle and ngicabanga ukuthi bekazama kufaka indlela lenye kule team kanzi. Remember ukuthi baqhamuka kuCaleb, before Caleb bekuna Enin. The 3 coaches bahlukene style of play sabo.
Before I look at the table, maybe I can ask you a question, Master, because ngiva ukuthi as a coach sometimes maybe if fine tune yakho iyaphela, because yes, we remember him those days at Highlanders, but wabuya kunsinzina imana akasiconvince wabuya Highland akasiconvince.
No. Yabona ke Highlander last season ngesikhathi abambile. No, mina ngibonile ukuthi if
he still has the fun tune.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the M10 Premier League log. The log leaders, of course, the defending champions, Singers and Hospers, are back at the summit, of course, leading with 18 points after just 8 games. That confirms 6 wins with 2 losses. I mean, only
Fabrice, wathi sisakhuluma ngelog. Wathi ukuthi eZulu United after 8 games, they are still unbeaten.
It's a record.
Undefeated. 0-0. After 8 games, I think for Eswatini United with coach Musamanyati is doing very, very good job.
Now we get number 9, now we get number 10, now we get number 15. Oh, now number 12 foots. Lack of consistency. If this is through my experience, for the first time in nearly 10 years, we don't have the so-called big 4 in the top 8, then it says a lot about the league now.
No, not about the league, about the teams.
Yeah.
Because the league is competitive. Not about the league, but the teams. The problem, Lama teams, not the league.
And also another lack of consistency. Maybe it's not worse, it's not bad. Look at Green Mamba and Young Buffaloes and Red Leopard. Look at where they are. For the first time, maybe also in nearly 4 to 5 seasons, to have those teams not in the top 4.
To tell you what, Fabrice, with Lama teams Luabalago, Green Mamba, Young Buffaloes, Red Leopard, I think next week Monday, umelengte average age ya Lama teams lawo. Utobona ukuthi sikhuluma nge-average age ya the teams lengikhuluma ngawo, then ubuke i-average age yensingizi North Spurs ye-Seabirds ye-Ezulwini ye-Rangers. Sitawubuya sikucathanise lokho. Sitobona ukuthi kahle kahle even naloku recyclisha abadlali kakhulu akusasebentele.
All right, people staff, our in-house analyst, he's just promised that he's going to give us his full focus on Monday next week, Sports on Monday. We give him that time to give us the average of the players in terms of age, those so-called armed forces. Then we go to the big 3 teams and also look at other teams. Are doing well. Eswatini United is doing well. Seabirds are doing well. Obviously, the defending champions are doing well, including also Tabangulu Celtic. So we'll talk about that next week and look at how, going into the Christmas and the festive season, what can we expect? But for you, Linda, I'm our in-house analyst, once again, siyabonga ukuba nawe master. Sekusele kancane ukuthi umnyaka uphela.
Ngibonga mina Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi uNkulunkulu usuke nathi kuJanuary njoba usho ukuthi sekusele kancane siyathandaza ukuthi singene sonke siphila but again namhla be celebrate lona lilanga lalo i8 emhlabeni, so ngicabanga ukuthi wonke umuntu utawuthi angene eminyakeni lomusha angene ativikele losanalo futhi athathe nje njalo i-medication ngaphandle kwenkinga ayibulalani bayaphila bami. So yeah,
uyakhona ukuphila nayo. It's possible and it's doable and it's believable. Now, let's round up the Sports on Monday, but also just reminding you that every Thursday we do have a special new edition of In Sports. We interact with some top men, top officials, top coaches, and top faces in the sports industry. This coming Thursday, we've got this man right here, the Eswatini swimming coach, that has been in the industry for over 15 to 20 years. That is the Welcome Club. Was telling us about his journey all the way from Big Bend to today. He has one of the biggest players in the swimming industry in the country. Thursday, don't miss up, 9 p.m. local time, live here on Eswatini TV. So until we meet again next week for the special edition of Sports on Monday, we Azimos as a team. Senda kanje.